All right, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Struggling Day Trader channel. I am your host, the resident day trader, and your brother in the struggle. The name is Hassan. I'm here to go over my trades for the day. Well, yesterday was cool. I had two red trades and two green trades. My winners are twice as big as my losers. So yesterday was green day. Today I took three trades and got stopped out on all three of them. So minus 3R today. And I don't know. At the beginning, I felt okay about the trades, but hindsight is always crystal clear. So going back to look at everything now, I see where I could have stayed out of these trades. Um, One addition to my trading today was I finally put an actual checklist up that I had up on my screen next to my entry window, next to my level 2. I didn't I didn't really read over it very much, but it was kind of there in my mind. I need to. It's still like once you get in the zone and you decide you want to trade something, it's really hard to stop and say, okay, does it have that? Does it have that? But definitely after you get in, you start looking at these things. So it's probably going to take a little practice to get used to looking at that and focusing on that. But step one is getting it up on the screen. So, in essence, this looked like a really good setup. This is actually one that popped up on my scanner. I had a scanner up. It's calling out stocks. Wasn't really much going on with what I had on my watch screen, so I was kind of just putting in symbols as they were getting called out just to see what it looked like. And this one, like at first glance, looks like a great setup, for my setup. This is your opening range. The draw the line over the top of the opening range candle where all the volume comes in. And with my setup, I'm a long trader, so I want to see the price action build on itself. So I wanted to trade above that opening range and then hold above it. So at first glance, create the opening range, come back down to VWAP, and then we trade way above the opening range and close above the opening range, right? And then a 2 bar pullback, which is not bad, not a bad retracement. Back to VWAP, back to this level, and a nice long hammer candle showing some buying action going on under there, right? So I buy the next candle to make a new high, and stop under the bottom. I mean, at first glance, it looks like a great setup. But if we go over here to my list, so we have what? Above opening range, check. Higher high, right? Higher low, check. Test to VWAP and HVS, check. Checks all the boxes, right? But the first item under the disqualifiers is a long top tail. And what do we have here? A long top tail, right? What does that mean? That means we had sellers up here and they pushed the price back down when it came up over this level. That is a bad sign. That's supposed to say, okay, no, this isn't a good setup. We got too much resistance up there. But again, this is a symbol coming in off the scanner. I've been sitting for 10 minutes waiting for something to set up. Nothing's really setting up. So I pull that up. I'm like, wow, that looks great. And I get in. Completely ignore this topping tail. And what happened when the price went back to that area? It didn't even go as high. This high went up to 39. This went to 35. Slapped back down again. Long topping tail. So, yeah. Hindsight, this should have disqualified this entry. And I could have stayed out of this and saved my R. Got slapped down. Still made a higher low. I think this was a double bottom over here. It was a slightly higher low by 1 penny. And so I added and raised my stop up. Like, hey, if it goes back lower under this, then it can stop me out. I'll still maintain my 1R risk. But if it goes to target, I'll have, more shares, more leverage. And I was able to put my target lower than my original target was. So I really just wanted to get back up to this high. It did not happen. It ended up stopping me out, but as you can see, the SPY pretty much, it looked very bullish, like it was going to have a good day. and double topped right here and sold off the rest of the day. So the market did not agree with me, but it gave me signs. It gave me signs. I just was moving too fast, not paying attention, and so yeah, took a R loss on that. So today is 4/24, and BSX ignored top tail. Bad setup. -1R. All right, Microsoft. So Microsoft again ticks all the boxes, right? We got this opening range where all the volume comes in. Draw my line there. Trade above the opening range. Check. Higher high. Higher low, which this was a nice narrow range candle at VWAP and HVS, right? So at this point, it was a higher high, higher low. And nice narrow range candle gives me a huge risk to reward. Like, to get back up to the tops on an entry like that, we're looking at 4 or 5R. But in reality, let's look at the range of Microsoft, right? What we got here? It's like $7. That's about $8, a little over $8. Here we got about $7, $5, $7, $6, less than $6 on that move. So we're looking at a range of about $5 to $7. Here we got low of 408.70, high of 412.44. So 408.70 to 412. That's actually still got a decent range left. Yeah, it's like $4. So I mean, the range wasn't cooked yet, for real. But let's see, I got in here at 952. Let's look at the SPY at 952. It was above VWAP. Put my info panel up here. 952 is this candle here. This candle here. So I guess really we had just double topped. We had just double topped, and then this candle traded down. So I don't know. Might have been a little red flag that things were getting ready to go bad. But it was a higher high, you know. I don't know. But anyway, this is when the market turned down. So this broke down below VWAP. Lower high, lower low. Same thing here. Broke down below VWAP, lower high, lower low. Proceeded to sell off the rest of the day. So I don't know. Maybe my market timing wasn't great, or, you know, this kind of pullback, it's not really that aggressive either. Maybe I could say this wide range bar could have disqualified it. Big red candles, aggressive pullback. But I don't know. I can't really be mad at myself for this trade. You know, it just didn't work out. The market rolled over just as I entered this. So, you know, that's how it is in a bear market. And so, yeah, I just got slapped up there. Just looking at the eyeball test of this entry, I would say it's a B grade. I like more of a less aggressive run up and a less aggressive pullback as well. But no, it just didn't work. SPY pullback. -1R. You know, it just don't always work. So, but I'm not mad at myself for this one as like I am for BSX, where I just clearly ignored this top tail right here, which presented itself twice. Like, after this one, I could have gone and said, you know what, this isn't going. Let me get out of this trade at break even. Maybe, I don't know. Once I'm in the trade, I've pretty much accepted the risk, and the money's gone. So I don't really like moving up my stop, because if I would have got out here and it made this slightly higher low here and then took off, I would be really upset with myself for not seeing it through. Got to see it through, my boy. All right, now coin. Coin was I regret coin for sure. So okay, we make our opening range here. We peak above it, and we do make a higher low, but then what happens? We'll make a lower high, right? Just basically peaking above yesterday's close, and then we trade back below yesterday's close. And even though this is a nice looking hammer candle, and it's a kind of a narrow range for coin, it's closed below yesterday's closed, and it's closed below the high volume support. So all we got is one level of support, which is VWAP. We really need two holding up our price, holding up our pattern. So yeah, had this reason. The lower high was a reason not to take it right there. And being below yesterday's close was also another reason not to take this. So coin was rule breaks. Below yesterday's close. And put that in all caps, lower high. There's really never a reason to take a lower high setup. I saw it too, and I was just like, but we got a higher low. If we're only taking A+ setups, then everything has to be right. Not just some things. But I've had these work a lot, where it's a lower high, but then it's a higher low. And it works. But that's not an A+ setup. And we just need to wait for the A+ setups, especially when the market is still overall bearish. So had 2 green days in a row on the market and back up to the 50 EMA. That might be it. It might be continuing down. So I got to be more cautious with taking the less than A setups, because if everything's not pointing towards a move up, then something is pointing towards a move down. Like a lower high is pointing towards a move down. Being below yesterday's close is pointing towards a move down. And I just need to realize these things in the moment, which is the hardest thing. In the moment, you feel pressured to make a decision. And I just, when there's that one reason to not make the decision, just don't make the decision. You don't have to jump in the trade. You don't have to make a trade. You can not trade. It's been a long time since I've not traded though. I do have like this thing in me where I gotta take something. I gotta try something. It's like going to work and not doing anything. I gotta do something. But I need to move away from that mindset. I'm only doing something if I find an A+ setup, right? And if I don't, then I'm chilling. Chat with the people in the live stream. Pull up different things. Maybe the scanner's calling out. Plenty of other things to do than just jump in a trade that's giving me red flags, But like I was talking to my girl Steffi in the chat today, and we were just talking about how, in the moment, like when you look at the chart after it's all printed out, you see it's so obvious, right? But in the moment, it's happening one bar at a time. And not only that, the bar is moving. So it's like you have a moment, like as soon as that bar closes, you have to either get your order in or not, or you're chasing. So yeah, you don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know what that next candle is going to do. So you really have to focus on your rules. Your rules are there. Your rules are there based on seeing, at the end of the day, you look at the print and you see everything. And you've seen these things happen over and over again. So you create these rules to help guide you through the unknown, you know. So you just really got to trust them. You really have to put those in the focus, in the forefront, so that you're not forgetting them in the moment. And that's really been my thing, you know, just forgetting them in the moment. But I did feel more composed today, even though I broke a bunch of rules. But I felt more patient and less rushed. There was a couple other things that I really wanted to trade, but they obviously didn't meet the criteria. Or, you know, I was cognizant in the moment to see, no, that's not a setup. Above opening range is one that I feel like I'm getting really good at. Like I used to take longs below VWAP. I don't do that anymore, and now I'm getting more consistent with only looking at things that are above opening range. Even though this coin trade pretty much violated all of that. It's like if you squint, it doesn't really look that far below, but it is. But it is, and those support levels are. You want the support level beneath where you're getting in at, right? You want the support level to protect your stop loss. So if the support level is above where you're getting in, and your stop loss is below the support level, then your stop loss is just waiting till it gets hit. Yeah, so again, hindsight is always 2020, but that's why we come with our 2020 hindsight, our 2020 vision, and analyze the trades, take notes, and see what we can do better on the next go around. So tomorrow, I am lowering my risk. My guy Michael came in the chat today, man. Shout out to you, bro. He was talking about not trying to make money, you know, when you're trying to find consistency. And I'm very much so trying to make money right now, but I do have sort of an excuse for why I'm risking 25 a trade. My first mentor, which is Jared from Live Traders, he doesn't know me, but I've watched so many of his videos, I consider him a mentor. He was like, you need to be risking $5 or $10 a trade when you're starting out. Makes total sense because, man, 3R being $77, like I've been losing max loss like $100 a day for like 2 weeks now. That's a lot of money, and I'm not rich by any means. So, and to be still finding consistency, searching for consistency, and risking that much money, it doesn't make sense. But the reason I was risking $25 is because when I first started day trading, I was with CMEG, right? It was offshore broker. And they charged $4 a trade in and out. So $4 in, $4 out. And if I only risked $10 a trade, if I lost, that would be $10 plus minus another $8. So I'll be down $18 on a trade. And if I won, if I did 2 to 1, I would make $20. But then I would still have to minus the $8. So I would be up 12. So my losers would be way bigger than my winners at that rate. So I chose $25 because it just made more sense. Where I would be losing 32 to make 42, which still sucks. But I'm in a good place now. I'm with Street Trader. Shout out Street Trader. And they have very low commissions, so I can trade $10 risk, and my commission will probably be $1, if that, probably less than that. And so I can risk 10 for 20 or 10 for 30, you know. And if I have 3 bad trades, I'll be down $30, which is not catastrophic. I can survive the education process. I can lower the cost of my tuition extremely, you know, and still have enough skin in the game to care. So that's my plan for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to lower my risk to $10 a trade. So 1R will equal $10. And I'm going to get to work. I try to get to work an hour before market open. I'm going to add 30 minutes to that. I'm going to get here an hour and a half before, because I really need to spend more time finding stocks that are in play for my strategy. Lately, I've been trading. Every time I increase, I go back and forth on my watch screen from 6 charts to 9 charts. And when things get bullish, I start wanting to look at more things because I want to see all the opportunities. But when I have 9 charts up, I'm less picky about what I'm watching because I have so many to watch. But when I have 6, you really got to make some decisions like, okay, this one or that one. So you have to discern a little more and kind of comb through what is the better opportunity, and I think that's very important to really be more picky and more specific as to what I'm allowing myself to watch on my watch screen. Especially like having things getting called out by the scanner and then feeling rushed, because when you're watching something set up from the open, you're more patient. You're like, okay, if it does this and then does that, then it'll be, it'll be setting up, and I'll look at getting in. But when you pull it up, when I pulled this chart up for BSX, this candle right here was printing, and I was like, oh man, that looks great. I got to get in right now. Like literally, I put my order in, and a couple seconds later, it triggered. So I really want to get away from having scanners during the market open. Like they're a great tool for sure for pre-market, finding things pre-market. But as far as having the scanner calling out symbols constantly, that's too much, man. It's too much. I need to spend do the due diligence to find the stocks in play for me in pre-market and just stick to those. The better I get at finding those in pre-market, the more likely I am to find the opportunities during the open. So I need to make that a big deal, and that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to get here at 8 o'clock market time, and that'll give me plenty of time to scan and sort and search, and then when I find those things, it'll give me time to draw the levels and compare opportunities based on price levels, based on distance to support and distance to resistance, all those things. So yeah, get to desk 30 minutes earlier and try to really integrate my list, my checklist, man. Checklist. If I can just focus on that, I need to line up days where I trade this list perfectly. Where all of these are checked and none of these are present. If I can do that, like imagine a month of that, a week even, but like I just need to start stacking days. Every day I come in here and I do my journal and I got rule breaks. I still haven't gotten a hold of myself to really prove my system. It's like you can't even really tell if the system's working or not. I mean, you see it work on the green trades, but you're making so many mistakes. You're not really giving the system a chance to really do what it can do for you, So, yeah, I don't want to run on too long, but I'm excited for tomorrow. We're gonna make it work, man. One day at a time, man. It's been a great time on the live stream, man. If you guys are not subscribed, man, hit that subscribe button so you can get an alert and join us in the live stream in the morning. We got some new guys like me, and we got some seasoned guys that come in there, and it's a good time, man. We share some ideas and chat about the struggles and what we can do to be better. And starting to feel like a good community that's getting built here. So that's what's up. Anyway, appreciate you guys stopping by. Hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe. And see you guys tomorrow. Peace.